Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today I am finally back from my vacation so I can start recording normal videos again. And rather than do like my 55% showcase on the new Majin Vegeta or like the new units, I want to get into these 200% showcases. I've been so jealous of these JP players being able to do the showcases. I wanted to put one out. So I'm actually going to start with this LR Majin Vegeta, and the reason why is one, I still really like him. It does really hurt him that the leader is also Majin Vegeta, because that means you got to run 3 on the team, right? Which can get clunky. I think 3 can be okay. I guess if you want to run a Majin Vegeta centric team with this guy on it, you pretty much have to have this guy with another unit as a rotation, and then an Int Majin Vegeta and a unit as a rotation, and then you're just going to be floating one of the Int Majin Vegetas, which I think can work. I think Int Majin Vegeta is a decent slot 3 unit. Just because he's going to do okay damage in that 3rd slot, and he's going to be really defensive, which is what you want. So I think it could work. So in this video, we're going to take a look at this guy. This guy is like totally maxed out, by the way. So this is 200% showcase, max links, rainbowed, everything. So I'll just quickly review the kit, because I know a lot of you are familiar with him already. We'll just quickly review the kit. So basically his 12 key is his Mega Colossal single target damage. He has a chance to stun on that. And then his 18 key is his AoE, which just does colossal damage. And that also has a medium chance to stun, right? So when we're looking at the damage numbers here, we're going to be trying to get 17 key if we can, but we're going to be in that 12 to 17 key ranges where we want to be. We might do some AoEs too, just to see where he's at. And then his passive is defense 150, attack plus 180 while performing a super. So we're going to notice humongous numbers when he's supported versus not supported. I'm setting him up on this showcase to where he's going to be double supported most of the time. So he's going to be looking pretty ridiculous and hopefully putting up some really good numbers, right? He gets key 2 and reduces damage by 20% when there's a Bulma. That's pretty much a dead ability right now. He gets 2 key and additional attack and defense 20 if there is a Kid Trunks on the team. So we do have the Kid Trunks on the team to fulfill that. And then he gets 2 key and a chance of performing a crit plus 20% when the name of an ally who is attacking in the same turn, or there's an enemy whose name includes Goku. So we will be getting that crit chance because we're just going to do Legendary Goku event. And then he gets 12 key, and he gets a guaranteed crit if your health goes below 30%. That's not really too relevant. You're not going to see that too often, so we won't really look at that too much in the video here. So here's my Vegeta, and you can see full level 10 links ready to go, right? So this is the team build. Obviously, we're running the new Majin Vegeta leader. That's how we get the 200% leader skill. But I pretty much just flooded this with support. Excuse me. Flooded this with support. So I'm going to run a rotation of the LR Majin Vegeta, and I'm actually going to run them with this Trunks. This Trunks is actually a pretty solid unit. And some people might forget that even if, like, you know, a lot of people look at this guy and they think crossover support, but he still supports other units. So he's actually a 25% attack and defense support for all allies. It's just crossover gets an extra 15 to make it 40. So this guy can be used on non-crossover builds, and I think he's going to be just fine. And he shares 4 links with the LR Majin Vegeta, which is pretty good. So these 2 Int Vegetas, you wouldn't really do it this way, but I'm just going to keep them on rotation together, not linking. That way I can just keep the support flowing from my Majin Vegeta. So we're going to, because we have to run Kid Trunks, so this is kind of how the team is determined. Because we have to run Kid Trunks, to me, this is the best Kid Trunks you can run. Now, you could run the Dokkan Fest Goten and Trunks, or you could run that new STR one. I'm just not a big fan of either one of those in a build like this, because they're more like on-rotation units. If they linked better with Majin Vegeta, I could see it, but they don't link that crazy with Majin Vegeta, and it's almost like you have too many on-rotation units. This guy can work as a floater. He does have the stacking mechanic here, which is really important, which is normally why you want to run him on rotation. But he can work in a floater because he is going to be a mini support of 18%. Because we have, we're going to run Android 18 on the team. So basically, we're going to have that Trunks and this 18 on the team, and they're bouncing off of each other because this 18 now is a 30% support because we have a Kid Trunks on the team. And then Kid Trunks is at 18% because we have the 18. Normally you run Kid Trunks with a Goten, but the problem is they have to be on rotation together to get the buffs, and because I'm using them as floating, I don't want to, it's not going to work. So Trunks and 18 work better because it's just they have to be on the team. We can do it that way. And then I love this Vegeta as a support. Anything Vegeta family, I feel like this guy and the tech Super Saiyan Kid Goten the gifted warrior support, I feel like stock has risen heavily on both of these units. This Vegeta was already really good, but now like Vegeta family has like a clear focus on global. So like Vegeta family's like all people are running right now if you want to run the 200% leader skill. So this guy's getting a lot of playtime for me lately. And then I've been using that Kid Goten a lot more as well. I just didn't have room for him on this build, but I am liking that Kid Goten as a gifted warrior support, right? All right, so let's hop in. So we got turn one here. So 234k defense, like right out the gate. Like that's not bad. He's not getting any more defense on super, right? So like you can imagine though, if they release like a legit good like support Bulma unit that you could run on a team with him, can you imagine? I mean, 234k defense with a little bit, that 20% damage reduction does actually make a little bit of a difference there because his defense is high enough. It's still not going to be like ultimate red zone viable, but it's something, right? I'm liking that defense number for this guy, considering he's much more of like an offensive unit, right? So let's see what he's going to do here. I want to try to hit the sweet spot. Okay, I guess we're going to get an AoE here. Unless, I mean, would Trunks dare take him out? I don't know that this Trunks would take him out. So let's try, I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. I think we need to get rid of these rainbow orbs up here. All right, I'm going to let Trunks go first. I don't think the Trunks will take him out. There, the sweet spot right there. So 17 key super, that's what we want. 234k defense. And then we'll let the Majin Vegeta on the end. All right, Trunks, unless he, I mean, if he double super, double crits, but hopefully he doesn't. Yeah, 1.79. Should not take the, yeah, we're good, we're good. Yeah, perfect. All right, what do we got? So, dude, 7.4. That's looking pretty good. I know, like, this LR Majin Vegeta gets a lot of criticism. I feel like this guy and then, like, the physical Trunks, like, people don't talk about that. Physical Trunks, I actually really like him. And I think that physical LR Trunks, when he, unfortunately, he doesn't get a 200% leader skill here. But when he does, I think he's really good. Because that physical Trunks, I had him up to, like, 400k defense, which is pretty good. And he's hitting hard, right? All right, so we're going to leave Majin Vegeta on rotation. I'm going to get 18 floating because she's the better support. And then the next time this Kid Trunks comes up, we'll get him floating around. So we'll just get some attacks flowing here. How well does he link with Kid Trunks? Okay. Yeah, not the greatest. Only 2 links for that Majin Vegeta. Okay. All right, let's see what... And I still have to do a showcase on this Int Majin Vegeta. There have been a little bit of mixed reactions on this Majin Vegeta, but I think he's really good. People see a unit that's not hitting 6, 7, 8 mil attack sets and are like, oh, he sucks. But this Majin Vegeta is so much more than attack. I like the defense that he carries with the damage reduction. And I feel like right now in the game, we're not used to talking about this as like a main part of what makes a unit good. But like you have to put a lot of value in the leader skill. So the fact that this Majin Vegeta carries the leader skill with him, on global especially, is so valuable because he's the only way we get a 200% leader skill. And he's not a bad leader. I think he's a good leader. He leads good categories. He links well with units on his categories. So I think we have to weigh that a lot more heavily since, you know, when we are in this 170 meta, it's like, yeah, here's a million new category leaders. We have a million similar leaders. You can say a leader skill is good or bad, but you don't really weigh that into like as much of how good the unit is just because there's so many other leaders you can run. It's not as big of a deal. But with this Majin Vegeta, it is a huge deal. Now, down the road, that value is going to decrease, right? But, like, I'm liking him as a leader more than Ginyu. I'm not saying he's a better unit than Ginyu. Ginyu's hands down better. I want to see how well he links. Yeah, 3 links with the Int Vegeta. If we go in the middle, do we pick up anything extra? No, we don't. So we'll just stay in slot 1 here. So our defense, 266. I mean, the 200% leader skill makes a huge difference because we're getting 60% more to stats. And yeah, and our HP is 579k. I mean, if we ran a full LR team, I think you can push like 800k HP. It's kind of crazy. So on this turn, unfortunately, we cannot. That's the problem here too, is if I'm running double supported rotations, it might be too hard to get 12 keys. So I might have to like do some non-supported. But let's see how hard we can hit with an AoE here. I think this AoE is actually going to hit really hard because we're double supported. And the way his mechanic works, where he gets a 180 on super. Yeah, 8 million, you guys, on an AoE. You almost can just like ignore. You can just go ham and go full 24 key with this guy if you want to. We just did more damage with the Colossal than the Mega Colossal because he's impacted so much more by the support. he can take the hit on the Colossal versus Mega Colossal and still do more damage. So, dude, we just did a 7 mil and like an 8 mil. Like, that's good. That's like meta. That's like for today meta, right? It's his defense is where it's lacking. And like I said, I know people aren't going to like the clunkiness of running 3 Majin Vegetas on a team, right? I think 3, like I said, can be okay. Once again, the strategy is you basically do what I'm doing here, but instead of me putting these 2 Int Vegetas together on a rotation just because I'm in a showcase, you just have one floating around. I maybe should have floated one anyways, but that's the thing. Like, if we can't get a double supported turn with under the 18 key, then that's just the attack stats we're going to see. Now, what I could do is be pretty strategic. I could bring supports that don't give key and just attack and defense, and then see what we can do. But then at that point, it's not realistic enough that you're going to do that in a fight anyway. So, you know, I get that there's like kind of showcase stats and showcase numbers, but there's also like super, super unrealistic ones, and that would probably be one, right? So what do we got here? Yeah, so we because we're double supporting with key supports, like we have to get 24. That's fine. Let's just shoot off another. Let's just do a big fat 24 key. And then what we'll do is actually when that Kid Trunks comes around, that Kid Trunks is supporting, but I don't think he gives key. So that might be a good one to get us a really fat number on like a 17 key super. Because that's the issue here is I'm linking Vegeta up with a key support, which is fine. Yeah, 8.1. Like, these are AoE 8 mils, like, very easy, right? So you can imagine if this were the 17 key, we're probably like 9 mil, maybe in that range. These numbers are really good, and it makes me excited because I really like this Majin Vegeta card, and it's really awesome to be able to run him. So here's what we're going to do. I think on this turn, I am going to float off. Let's just float off one of the Majin Vegetas. I mean, what's going to happen is basically the Mega Colossal versus the support, they're going to cancel each other out. So even though I'm doing the 17 key without support, we're probably going to be like either 8 mil or maybe under that, right? Like we were the first turn, it'll probably be 7 something. But it's good to get a variety of turns in. But I like the idea that you could just run this, you know, Majin Vegeta very heavily supported and just crank out 24 key AoEs. Doesn't matter. They're 8 mil's good. Like, you can't really argue with 8 mil being a, you know, and then if you are going up against a Goku to have like that built-in crit chance, you could put more additionals on this guy. And then what happens is you get the additional 12 key and then you get the Mega Colossal, right? So that's something else is on one of these big AoEs, if we can get an additional 12 key, then we could see a really huge number. So I think that's something else we need to look for. Unfortunately, mine's only built with like 11 additional, but we still, I mean, that's still high enough that we could get it off here, right? Okay, so with Kid Trunks supporting, it's a smaller support, but it's easier now. Here's the 17 key. So let's go ahead and pop off the 17 key. 250k defense. So the defense is very consistent, right? We're in like the 250 to 270 range, which I think it's an acceptable number. It's not red zone acceptable, right? We won't get that twisted, but for a lot of the content, like that's good enough. And in red zone, if you can kind of hide them and, you know that you're not going to take supers, like it's enough defense to not get crushed from normals. I mean, some of the later stages you still will. Look at that, 8.4. So I'm pretty sure that if we had, like, if that Kid Trunks was a full 40% support, I think we're looking 9 mil plus. Like, these attack stats are really good. The 200% leader skill is fun, for sure. I feel like I want to get a couple more turns in here. This is fun. Sure, we'll pop this off. I haven't done this yet since getting the Majin Vegeta. All right. Blow up a big AoE. That's fine. All right, so we'll start attacking through here. Actually, I want it like that. Okay. Oh, that's right. I forgot we take like HP loss when we do that. But I think part of the intention of that is to get him underneath his threshold. So I think this int one has to be under 88% or something. And then he gets his full attack buff. That's the other thing I think when people are rating this guy, they're looking at his attack stats with full HP, which aren't like mind-blowing, right? But when you're under 88%, which you will be most of the time in hard content, his numbers are a lot more competitive. I think you're looking at more like the 6 mil attack range, 5 to 6 mil. Whereas before that, it's like 3.5, 4 mil, stuff like that, which doesn't seem super impressive. But once again, this Majin Vegeta is a lot more than just an attack stat. So I'm happy with the Majin Vegeta. I think he's good. I think if you want the attack stat, run this LR AGL one. There's your attack stat. So I don't know. It does make me excited too for like another 200% leader that maybe isn't Majin Vegeta that this guy would fit on, and then you're a lot more free when you're team building. I feel like this team build I have is like very much like pretty close to what you'd want to run. Just because like you're locked into Kid Trunks, and then Kid Trunks is kind of locking you into 18. And then so it's filling your spots pretty quick, but it's not a bad team. I am liking it. Okay, so here's a good example of so he's still supported from the STR trunk, so this is a single supported turn, but not double supported. So we can see what this attack stat's going to look like. We're very easily going to get our below 18 key here. All right, let's see what happens. So yeah, 7.2. So like, even if you think these are like showcase numbers for the most part, I would say that 7.2 is a very realistic number that you're going to see consistently. Because in a traditional team build, you're maybe running this guy on rotation with like the tech transforming Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, because he's notoriously like the best linking partner for Majin Vegeta cards. So like, let's say you're running him with the tech one, you're getting more links, and then you have a floating 40% support. Then you can expect to be in this like 7.2 to 7.5 mil range for his 12 key supers, which is really good. I'm happy with this, like legit, like it's good. Here's the thing, like on JP, you look at like the Int Gohan with the 200% leader skill, and he's not looking this impressive. That Int Gohan, man, because he didn't get any attack buff on his EZA is so bad. Defensively, Int Gohan's looking way better though, like for sure. Like I'll give him the defense, no doubt about that. Okay, so on this turn here, let's do one more turn and then we'll call it a video. I mean, we've pretty much seen it, but yeah, I kind of want to get one more big fat attack stat. But in this video, I don't think LR Majin Vegeta hasn't seen below 7 mil. So to know that you're easily going to flick out 7 mil plus attack stats with 250 to 260k defense, like that's good. It's good. Like I like it. I think he is a good runnable unit that you can have some fun with. And I think too, we could do some fun Super Battle Road builds. So I might actually do that. I think I could run this exact team, except I would have to take out the STR trunks. But like, let's say we did like Buu Saga Super Battle Road. We could run almost the same team build. And this, like, can you imagine in Super Battle Road 8 mil AoE nukes? Like that, he's gonna crush Super Battle Road. So I might do a separate video on that. It's not going to be high priority though, because I got tons of videos since I was on vacation. I got to do 200% showcases. I still haven't done like any of the main units. I kind of want to do Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. because they're not as bad as like Truth is making them out to be, but that's partially because on JP they only had 3,000 to hidden potential, and apparently that was a mistake. Global got them, and they have the 5,000 hidden potential, so that they have to fix them on JP. So I think that extra 2,000 of stats actually made a difference. I actually didn't think they were bad. I thought they were decent. The thing is just like as a unit, I don't know how often I'm going to use them, because like I think GT Heroes is a great place to use them, but like GT Heroes is stacked and they have really good supports already. So, but they're not bad. I'll get a showcase out on them at some point here. All right, so we'll finish off with this turn. This will just be another one of those like big time AoE, almost 24 key supers. Here's what we'll do. We'll just pop an item here, make it a nice 24 key. And we'll let, 266k defense. We'll just let UI Goku have fun here. And if UI Goku wants to blast us with a super right away, that's fine. We're not going to die. Not with 580k HP here. And he's got enough defense that it wouldn't be like crazy. Yeah, 8.5. Wow. Almost, like we're almost 9 mil on the AoE. 8.5. These are good numbers. Wow. Very good. So anyways, guys, there you go. LR Majin Vegeta on the 200% leader skill. I'm happy. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're having fun with the 200% leader skill. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.